Poison Ivy, issue 22. G. Willow
Yep.
Wilson writing with Haining on the art.
Yeah, so the art, it's not Takara, but that's okay because this issue gets into Pam accepting her true form, and that's kind of Queen of the Plants, to go against Woodrew's, Floronic Man. And the way that Heining draws Floronic Man is he is ghastly, right? Like we've seen Floronic Man and other times look like a walking bush or, a bunch of rose petals when they had the Parliament of Flowers. I think that was in Justice League Dark, and all that. Here he looks like he has like almost like moose antlers jutting off the side of his head. He's very woody looking. So it starts with Pam coming out of her kind of fugue state from recounting her origin before, and she has Janet from HR, Killer Croc, and Grundy in the swamp behind her, and they're being surrounded by these fungal zombies. And she tells them, get inside, lock the door, don't come out, I have this handled. And Janet is concerned and says, don't worry about me. I got this. Don't look back. Always look forward. I'll always come back. And when Woodrew sees Pam's care for Janet from HR, he grabs her, which sends Pam into mode. So she startles him enough that he drops Janet and Grundy catches her, but they're surrounded by the zombies. And so basically what happens, it ends up being that Woodrew is constantly goading her into, you'll never be good enough. You'll always be my student. I created you. You're my creation. And Pam is constantly fighting back that, no, I am my own person. And as they're having this back and forth, she realizes that Woodrew's understanding of the green isn't the true, right? He sees it as this thing that can make him, immortal and control plant life and do all this other stuff. But Pam does understand the green. That's why she was able to essentially take take the fungus, right? And it was able to turn wild under her. Is that she kind of has this maternal nature towards the green, and it chose her, right? Woodrew had to force himself into it versus it choosing Pam. And she ends up taking this form where she actually looks more bug-like, or kind of like a Venus flytrap. This kind of big crown on her head, tendrils coming all off, and it essentially becomes like a kaiju fight in the swamp. Croc and Grundy both save Janet from these zombies, and they break through the windows, and Grundy pulls himself, puts himself at the window, and he's just, it's kind of sweet because he's doing his whole, Born on a Monday shtick. And when the zombies start to overtake him, he starts going into the died on Saturday, or died on Sunday. And as things are looking down, Pam, they hear Pam scream, and Janet starts not praying exactly, but being like, please, Pam, be okay. We need you. And Pam starts to wonder if the prayers, does the green hear prayers? Is it a deity like that? Because it is surrounding and everything, but, and we get this really cool page of Janet standing up, against the door, hoping that Pam's okay. And these roots come off of her feet, and they, go into different parts of Gotham. And we see Harley and Batman, and essentially they both realize that something is going on. And what Pam surmises is we're all connected by all this stuff, right? Viruses, bacteria, fungi, it's kind of within our DNA. And illness, stress, hunger lives in our bodies. And the phrase, I feel it in my bones? Well, it's true, and that's why, because we're all connected. And we don't ever really listen to it because we're not trying to hear it. And so that page, it looks really cool because of what they what they do with the whole connection with all these roots coming through. And then we get the final showdown where Woodrow's in this big, scary kind of form. He's got a bunch of these like almost like centipede legs coming out of him, and he's not human at all. And Pam saying like, "I'm going to take over the green. You're not going to hurt anybody ever again." And they just keep doing this back and forth. And then Pam realizes like, look, he can't hurt me. I can disappear into the green. He can't do this type of stuff. So she does that. She gets the jump on him. And he keeps like essentially sending more zombies. And, you know, she also realized like, I'm their mother. If he's the father, I'm the mother. They're my children. They'll listen to me. So what she does is instead of just attacking Woodrow, she has them attack them both. And then it ends up being too overwhelming, and Woodrow ends up getting consumed by these zombies because they're too strong. And the issue ends with Ivy. Essentially, it looks like she's crowd surfing over these zombies as they're coming to her. And her final words are, "We are the green." And it's almost as if she is giving in to whatever this thing is, right? It's her own creation. She has to live and die with it. She's not going to be Woodrow for these zombies, right? And that's where the issue ends. The art by Heining is pretty good. I think Heining did Spirit World, which that art was pretty good. I think it's a little bit more crisp here, and it might just be the colorist, because the colors here is RF Prianto, and it's doing a lot of greens against purples. And usually those colors aren't very complementary, but they make them work here, and it really makes the art pop, especially with Pam's red hair. So, but yeah, it's a pretty good issue. I like that Pam has the realization that she's not going to be like Woodrow. Like these are her creations. She's going to have to take responsibility for them, and not control them, and just let them go. So that was a good setup from the previous 3 issues that we got her origin retold, and we get that point from it. I don't believe Woodrow's fully gone. So he'll always pop back up. That's one of Pam's things. Is like he'll never we're ever connected. He'll always be able to hide somewhere in the green, even if he doesn't understand it, and he'll pop up probably at the least opportune time. But yeah, so pretty good issue. Curious to see where this goes. We know it goes at least to August when Sirens crosses through it. But yeah, so I will give this an 8.